What's going on, Pokemon trainers? Trainer Connor 100 here, back again with another Pokemon Showdown battle video. Today we're doing a UU battle featuring Tinkaton. This should be a lot of fun. Thank you to my opponent for the challenge, of course. We have a defensive Tinkaton with Stealth Rock's Air Balloon, Loaded Geist Flygon, a different Flygon from last video, a Sticky Web Galvantula set, as well as a Choice Scarf Mesprit, Colberberry Gengar, and Choice Specs Greninja. You can see my opponent has some interesting Pokemon. It looks like a Sandstorm team with Hippowdon right there, but it's not really. We have Excadrill, Hippowdon, Keldeo, Arcanine, Jirachi, and Volbeat. I don't think I've ever faced a Volbeat that much. I don't remember the last time I faced a Volbeat. This should be interesting. Let's start off the match. I wasn't sure who he was going to start out with. He does start off with Jirachi, and that's totally fine, because I begin with my Galvantula, and though I can live any one hit because of my Focus Sash, I get up my Sticky Web. Might be useful in this battle, we'll see. And then he gets up Stealth Rocks, which I don't have a Spinner or a Defogger in this battle. Very unfortunate. He goes for U-turn as I went for Bug Buzz for chip damage. He gets out of there and then he goes into Volbeat. Now, I wasn't sure what to expect from Volbeat. He shows me Trick. And so I give him my Focus Sash by force, and I get out of there with a Choice Scarf Volt Switch. Because of Stealth Rocks, I need to be careful with my switches. I go into Tinkaton. Figured I could use Tinkaton. I mean, that's the Pokemon in the video, so we'll do our best with it. Stealth Rocks go up, but I do know he has an Excadrill. And he brings in Excadrill right here. And I was going to go for a move right there. I didn't know what it was, but I get paralyzed, so it doesn't matter. I go into Flygon on the off chance that he goes for an Earthquake, but he goes for Rapid Spin. So not only does he get rid of my Sticky Web, but he also gets rid of these Stealth Rocks. Very unfortunate. He brings in Keldeo as I go for Earthquake here, and I get a critical hit, which is perfect because now I'm not so worried about Keldeo. Secret Sword fails to KO Flygon, and I go for U-turn. I thought he was going to switch out, but that was a misread on my part. Galvantula comes back out, takes Stealth Rock damage coming in. I am locked in on one move because of the Choice Scarf from the trick earlier, so I'm locked in on Bug Buzz. I chose Bug Buzz because Thunder wouldn't do anything, or Volt Switch. It won't be working against the Excadrill. It's very immune. Now here's where Hacks plays a role in this match, because I get a critical hit, he misses a Rock Slide twice in a row right here, so I'm able to put a lot of extra damage onto the Excadrill here, which is fine with me. That means I can bring in Greninja or possibly Gengar to revenge kill it. That's the plan anyway, so I do go into Greninja. I figured that would be the better option, and so I decided to... I figured he would sack his Excadrill at this point of the battle, so I go for a Choice Specs Surf, and it only does 57% damage onto the Volbeat. Very surprising. I really thought that would KO the Volbeat coming in, and so he paralyzes me. Keep that in mind for the rest of the battle. This Greninja being paralyzed, you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes. Now with Jirachi in here, I wanted to see what else it was running. Here he shows me Wish, which makes a lot of sense because that's the Wish Pokemon, literally. I go for Earthquake and it doesn't KO, it only did 77% damage. And then he shows me Charm. I don't think I've ever seen Charm used on a Jirachi before, so there you go. Now with Charm activated, that means that my attacking power is down a little bit, and that means that Jirachi is just going to take hits all day long, along with the Wishes and Cack. That'll do it. Now, at any point, I could have switched out from Flygon into something else, But I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice Flygon, which in my opinion, it is a misplay. Because, yes, like, Flygon is a fast Pokemon, but I didn't know how fast it was. Like, I know Keldeo will outspeed it, but, like, I really should have just switched it out. That's what I'm saying. Now, Greninja comes back out. Greninja, it is paralyzed, but I have priority in the form of Water Shuriken, and I am Choice Specs also, so it's going to do some damage, but Jirachi barely lives yet again. Oh my goodness, Jirachi, you're too powerful and too bulky. But this one right here will KO it, so that's 3 turns in a row for Greninja without getting paralyzed. That's awesome. He goes into Keldeo, and I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe he wanted to scare me out or something, but I have the priority Water Shuriken, and yet I don't get paralyzed again, so that's awesome. That's hacks by itself. When you don't get paralyzed 4 times in a row, that's crazy. Now I can't KO Hippowdon from that range, so now I'm going to go into Mesprit because I haven't used Mesprit all battle, and it is Choice Scarf, so I know I can outspeed everything on its team. He goes into Excadrill, I go for U-turn right there. Does only a little bit of damage, and I go into Tinkaton here. Tinkaton has the air balloons. I know an earthquake won't do anything, but he goes for Iron Head, so. And that's because I forgot that Mesprit has Levitate, which means Earthquake won't do anything, which is stupid. So that was another misplay. If I just didn't misplay it like that, I would have my Tinkaton again. But that's okay. We live and learn in these battles, for sure. Maybe next time I'll use Tinkaton better. Anyways, though, Greninja comes back out, and guess what? It doesn't get paralyzed. So therefore, the Water Shuriken will knock it out, finally. Like I said, Excadrill was a pain in this entire battle. My goodness. Now, I cannot stay in on Arcanine because of the health that it's at, and the Intimidate also being a factor. Expecting him to go for an exchange speed, I go back into Mesprit here, who takes it pretty well, pretty comfortably. Choice Scarf Psychic, Choice Scarf does not affect the damage whatsoever, and then he knocks me out with a Flare Blitz. It's going to do recoil damage, but it's not really going to matter in the long run. Here I try to utilize Gengar, I kind of do a little bit. Shadow Ball only does 33% damage because Arcanine is a bulky variant in this fight anyway. I really should have gone for a Nasty Plot. That would have been a much better play, but I only used Nasty Plot right here. I will say, if I went for Nasty Plot a turn earlier, I may have been in a much better position, but who knows? Okay, so here's where Hippowdon actually takes a +2 Shadow Ball really well, if only because of the special defense boost that he gets from the Sandstorm. Very surprising. Now here's where Greninja, this is the moment of truth. He ends up getting paralyzed at the worst possible time of the battle. Goes for another Earthquake, the Hippowdon does, and he knocks me out. I would have probably knocked out the Hippowdon with another Water Shuriken. May have taken at least 4 and 5 hits. And then it's a roll on whether I can outspeed the Arcanine there. Because Arcanine has exchange speed, also a priority move. And Greninja is faster than Arcanine, generally. So therefore, the priority bracket is the same there. So therefore, Greninja will outspeed with his priority move, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyways, though, that's a great match between me and my opponent there. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Make sure you like and subscribe for more battle videos like this one, and I will see you in the next battle video. Have a great day, trainers!